Okay, so in this video, I will show you how to paint in Illustrator. Um, the workflow we're gonna be using is Rhino, Illustrator, and then painting. So the first thing that we wanna do is to get the line work from Rhino, right? So right now I have this as an example for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is every time, well, before we get into this, every time that that you are working, uh, that you're gonna export line work into Illustrator, it's always a good practice to keep everything in layers. Okay, so right now, as you guys can see right here, is that I have two layers, one for the outline and one for the line work. So the green one represents the line work, the outline, it's red, but we don't have anything there. We're gonna add it right now. So we are right now we want to go ahead and create the outline of this shape that I have right here, right? But instead of copying and cutting and splitting and then tracing and all that to create the outline, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it very simple for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is, remember, we need to be working in layers. So I'm gonna double click on my outline layer just to make it current, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all my line work, and then I'm gonna type curve boolean. So this right here, okay? So I'm gonna click outside, and that's gonna highlight the outline, right? Then we just press enter, and then it's gonna give us the outline. Now if you notice, everything is green, but if we go ahead and hide my line work, you guys are gonna see the outline, right? So remember, super quick, curve boolean, just to make it clear for you guys, curve boolean, and then select everything, hit enter, and then just click outside, and now it's gonna give you the outline. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna export this my line work as an AI file or as an Illustrator file. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select everything, go to file, and then export selected. Then just save it whatever you guys want. Just make sure you guys know where you're saving your stuff, guys, because you're gonna need it. So in my case, I'm gonna save it on my desktop. Then this is gonna be my, I don't know, line work. I'm just gonna type it like that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna save it like that. And then I want a Adobe Illustrator file, and now I'm just gonna save it. Right here, RGB, that's fine. Everything should be okay now. Okay, so we just click OK, and now we head over to Illustrator. Let me make this bigger. So now we click open, and then you guys are gonna look for the file that we just created, right? And then line work. So here, okay, open, and now it's gonna be like this, right? So before we get into anything, guys, right now we don't really care about a scale or anything. That's something that I'm gonna show you later on another video. But right now, the first thing, what I like to do, well, it depends on everyone's individual project, but in my case, I like to work with inches. So I'm gonna change my units, the units of Illustrator, to inches. So just make sure you are on the select tool, and then just click anywhere just to make sure you're not selecting anything. And then we go to properties right here, and then where it says inches, I mean units, you got, like I said, I'm working in inches. So, but you guys can pick any units that you guys want to work with. So I'm gonna select inches, and then edit artboards. Like I said, we don't really care about scale right now, guys, because I'm just showing you how to do it. On a later video, I'm gonna show you how to on another video, I'm gonna show you how to work with scale and everything, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do width 10, height 10 as well, enter. And then to end the command, or just to save the dimensions, let's go ahead and click right here where it says, or right here on this select tool, and that's it, right? So if we go ahead and move on to my layers, you guys are gonna see two layers, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select my shape or my lines, and then I'm just gonna make them bigger. So one thing, guys, so whenever you are scaling up or down your line work, if you just click on this little square, it's gonna give you these two arrows, and then you can move it around. I mean, you can zoom it in and zoom out, bigger or smaller. But as you guys can see, it's kind of deforming, it's warping. You guys don't want that. You guys wanna keep the ratio and everything. So instead of doing that, what you guys can do is press and hold the key shift and then drag it. That's gonna keep the proportions. That's exactly what we need. Okay, so now let's say that that's the shape that I want, right? One more thing, in case that I didn't you guys don't know that. So Illustrator works in layers. Works yeah, as a hierarchy, right? What do I mean? So whatever it's, let's say that, okay, so the upper or the layer that it's on top of your list, it's gonna be the thing that it's gonna be closest to you. Whatever it's below, it's gonna be the farthest away from you. Okay, so right now that's why we don't see the line work, the line work layer, just because my line work, I'm sorry, let me go back. That's why we don't see the outline. It's because it's underneath my line work. So if I just click on my line work and drag it down, now we're gonna be able to see the outline. That's what we want, right? So now the next step, guys, everything seems to be okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create the actual layer for my line work. What I like to do for my paint, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna create a new layer for my paint to paint. So what I like to do, guys, is I like to keep this or my original layers. That way, I can go ahead, if I ever wanted to, I can go ahead and change line work, line weights, line types, and all that. Right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select these two layers. So you can go ahead and just start creating a window selection like this and select both of them. Or what you can do is you can select the first one, press and hold the key shift, and then that's gonna select it for you. Now what I'm gonna do with the layers selected, I'm gonna go ahead and press Alt, hold it, and then click on one of the layers and drag them down like this, and that's gonna create a duplicate. Okay, so that's what you guys want. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and lock my original two layers, and I'm gonna work with these two only. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click right here. If you guys see these little circles, so if you select on those little circles, Illustrator is gonna select everything that is under this layer, right? So if I go ahead and click on this little circle right here, it's gonna select my green lines, which are my line work. I'm gonna select this, shift, hold it, and then also I'm gonna select the second the second circle, which is my outline copy, and then I'm gonna head over to this section right here, the colors. So the fill, I want it to be like this with this little red diagonal, and then I'm gonna click on my outline or stroke, and then the reason why we have this kind of question marks is because we are selecting two different colors, two different lines. So it doesn't really have one line, so it doesn't really know which color to pick. So, but in this case, we don't really care, because what we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna select this guy right here, and then click right here where it says none. I don't want any color on my lines. I don't want any thickness. I just want the information. What do I mean? So if I go ahead and hide my original two lines, we didn't do anything to this. So the only ones that we changed were the copies. So if I go ahead and hide these two, supposedly we don't have anything on the canvas, right? But if I go ahead and make a window selection, it's gonna be right there. The only thing is that they don't have any properties. We have the information, but we don't need any properties right now, right? So what I'm gonna do is remember, well, we can, let's hide this for now. So the original two layers should be locked and hidden, and then the copy should be, we should be able to see them. Okay, they should be turned on and unlocked. So now I'm gonna select this. That way we're gonna select that information, and then I'm gonna press Ctrl G to group them. And then if you notice, all the lines, the group, whenever I did the group, all the lines turned orange. Yeah, just because we were selecting the orange layer, so everything moved to this layer right here. So that means that this one doesn't have any information no more. So I'm gonna select this one, and then I'm gonna delete it, and I'm just gonna be left up with my group, right? So if I select it, I'm gonna see it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and rename this. So double click, and this is gonna be my paint layer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click again on the circle to select everything under that layer, and then we go to object, then we go down to live paint, and then make. Now we can go ahead and start painting. So again, we just want to work on this layer, guys. Okay, so do not do anything, do not unlock this two. We just want to be working with this. So but in this case, I do want to see the lines, right, from these two, just to give me an idea of what I'm painting. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on, and now I can start painting, right? So what I'm gonna do is, you guys, okay, so let's say that you guys want, I'm gonna go ahead and create a color palette. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new layer. This is gonna be my color palette, right? I'm gonna click right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and create a circle, rectangle. I'm just gonna start one rectangle. It doesn't really matter the size, right? So probably just because, remember, we the last step, the line work inside the paint layer, we took out, or we erased, or we got rid of all the information, right? Oh yeah, color, stroke, fill, whatever. That's why we have these two with the red diagonal, meaning that we don't have any color. So we just created this square, and by default it's gonna have these two with no information, no yeah, no color or anything like that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quick again. So again, I'm gonna delete it. So click on this little square right here, create your square, and then do not unselect it, just keep it selected. Double click on this fill guy right here, and then just click one color, select one color, and now it's gonna change. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do maybe, I don't know, a palette of, I don't know, maybe 6 colors, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and select my square, alt, hold it, and then click on it, drag it down, and press the key shift and hold it. I'm sorry, to move it right down below the first one. So again, select the square, alt, select, and then start dragging it. Now go ahead and press and hold the key shift, and that's how you guys do this. So that's how you guys duplicate things. So again, select the square, alt, to make a duplicate, start dragging it down, press and hold shift, and that's gonna give you your copies, right? So now I'm gonna go ahead and create my 6 colors. So this is the first one, right? So now let's go ahead and, for now, you guys can pick any colors, This is gonna give you an infinite number of colors. For now, just for the purpose of this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do only web colors. That's gonna restrict my color palettes to only this, just to make it easier for me. So the first one is up here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and select the second one, and then down below, or maybe this one right here. I'm just gonna create a monochromatic color palette just to make it easier for me. So this is gonna be it. And then let's go now to the dark values of this. Now, maybe, how about this one? And then, I don't know, super dark. So that's how you guys do it. Okay? So now, guys, it's time to start working or start painting. Let's go ahead and lock the color palette layer. So we're only working on the paint layer. So what I'm gonna do is, the first thing that I wanna do, guys, is select my color. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the key I for the eyedropper tool, or you guys can go right here and click on the eyedropper tool. Just to make it easy for you guys, just press I, select your color, and now we want the bucket tool. So that's the tool that is gonna help us paint on Illustrator. So once you select your color, we're gonna go ahead and hit the K key, and that's gonna give you the bucket tool. Now we can start painting. So if you pan over or move over any of the the shape or the figure or whatever the line work that you guys have, you guys are gonna start seeing these pieces being highlighted. That means that you did the process correctly. Now we can start painting, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this red, and then remember I tool, click on the color to select it, and then K to start painting. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna make that red. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I select this color. Okay, I'm gonna paint this again. Same process, guys. So I to select the color, K to paint it, I to select the color, K to paint it, right? And then we just repeat this process until you guys finish with your project, or whenever you guys finish painting, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up right now. You guys can pick more colors if you guys want, okay? So this one, last one, I'm gonna make it probably this and okay. So now let's say that that's your let's say that you guys are already finished. Remember that that I kept the original two layers, right? So that's when this becomes very, very useful. So I'm gonna unlock this, and then I still have my outline, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and select everything or the circle for my outline, and then this, let's say that I want maybe this, let's do something different. So what if I wanted blue for some reason, right? So now I can, if I go ahead and click anywhere just to unselect it, we can see that the line is blue, right? But now let's say that I want to make it a little bit thicker, right? So I'm gonna select my outline layer again. We know it's blue. We go to properties, and then we go ahead and click on stroke. Then let's do something like 4. Now we can see it a little bit more, right? And now let's say that I want my line work to be on the blue side, but let's make it a little bit lighter, right? And then if I click outside, we're gonna see the lines right there. But what if I want them to be a little bit thicker, right? So same thing, we select the circle to select everything under that layer, and then let's do something like 3, right? Okay, so now guys, we can play around now with opacities. That means we can make this more transparent, just to play around with it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and lock this too, my color palette, we can hide it. We don't need it anymore. Or even if you guys want, you can delete it. It's up to you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select my paint layer and then click on this little guy right here, this little circle, and then go to properties. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play around with opacity. Let's do 20% opacity. That's gonna turn down the opacity. Right now it looks a little bit lighter, right? But what if for some reason, guys, what if you guys let me go back and go back to my original, right? So what if for some reason you guys want to keep this super vibrant, but you want to tone down maybe some of them, right? So by now, if we as of right now, if we go to my paint layer, it's just one group, it's just one layer, so it doesn't have every single one of these, or all of them are grouped together. We can really select one by one. And I mean, that's what we're gonna try to fix right now. Okay, so we can go ahead and play around or work with every single shape separately, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to paint, select everything, and then object. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do expand objects, yes. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go back to object and then ungroup all, right? So now if I select this, it's just by itself. That way we can play around now individually with each one of the pieces, right? So let's say that I want this to be maybe, I don't know, 30%. And then what if I turn this down? If I select this and then make it 5%. Then what if I want this and make it 70%? This one maybe 90. This one, let's say that you want 40%. This one, let's turn it down to maybe like 40%. Okay. And this one, maybe a 10%. Right? So that way, guys, you guys can start, you guys can paint, and then also you guys can go ahead and work with each one of these individually, right? So what if, let's go back to my layers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this, and then what if now my outline, instead of being blue, let's make it dark, but let's make it like super dark, something like that, right? And then the line work, we can make it red as well, but let's do something like that. And now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and make the line weights a little bit thinner. So my outline, let's do maybe 2 now, and then the line work, let's make it something like 0.5. Right now it's looking a little bit better, right? So this is what you guys want. So this is how you guys paint in Illustrator.